We talked about the main event in the past there, Daniel Cormier against Alexander Gustafsson for the light heavyweight championship, but it is a pretty stacked card, I have to say.
Yeah, this is a stellar card top to bottom, and I think it's only appropriate that as we talk about each of these fights, we should also give the odds, and these are the odds as we record the show, so obviously they can change, but we want the fans to know who is the favorite in the fight as it's going towards the main card.
So let's start with Daniel Cormier and Alexander Gustafsson. The main event, who do you got?
Cormier is minus 340 to retain. Gustafsson is plus 280. I agree with that line. I think Cormier has come into his own since the Jon Jones fight, and this isn't a guy who just uses wrestling to dominate fights. And he is a great wrestler, and we talked about how great wrestlers should use their wrestling if that's their strength. But what Cormier does is a combination of striking technique plus wrestling. He can stand there and trade hands with you and get the better of it. He can throw kicks and knock you off your wheels. And then he'll take you down. And if you get back up, he'll punish you. And we've seen this before in his championship win, and we'll see it here again.
I mean, Gustafsson's coming off that big win, loss in his last fight.
Yeah, it's not really a good place for Gustafsson to be. If he'd won that last fight, then maybe I'd have him having a little momentum coming into this. Maybe he's motivated enough by the Jon Jones rematch possibility that he finds a way to overcome the odds literally, but I don't see it.
I've got Cormier winning this fight. I think if Gustafsson wins, I'm not going to say it sets the division back, but you're rewarding somebody who lost his last fight with a title shot that he won, and now he's your champion. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't bode well. I mean, I think Cormier wins here.
I absolutely agree. I think, again, the Anthony Johnson fight showed us the evolved Daniel Cormier. This is the Cormier that it wasn't going to beat Jon Jones. There was never any chance of that, even though it did go the full 5 rounds. He was not superior to Jones on that night. But this Cormier was good enough to beat a hard-hitting, brawling wrestler like Johnson. I don't think he's going to have a problem with Gustafsson. I could be wrong. I have been wrong, but I don't think so this time.
Johnny Hendricks against Tyrone Woodley in a very intriguing matchup in that division.
Do you know the backstory of this match?
No.
These two know each other of old from the Big 12 Conference Championships. They are not friends. This is deep, my friend. I know you don't follow college wrestling, and you're not from the part of the country I am where it's a big deal out here.
I'm not part of the country at all.
I know. So let me give you the background here.
All right.
They were vying in their weight class for the Big 12 championship. During the match, Hendricks complained to the official that he had been bitten.
What?
The official deducted a point from Tyrone Woodley, and Woodley lost the match by 1 point. Woodley to this day maintains that he never bit him, that there was no foul, and that he should be the Big 12 champion and not Hendricks.
Was there a bite mark?
I would have to look at the video, but they have released a Road to UFC 192 video package that might show it. I haven't watched it yet.
Wow.
But yes, this is a grudge. This is like 10 years in the making for these two to face each other. This runs deep, my friend. They don't like each other. It's personal.
This is the last time we'll see these guys fight, you think? Or is this going to be like another chapter in their rivalry?
I don't know if it's going to be another chapter because I think Hendricks beats him again. He is the minus 340 favorite.
What's Woodley at?
Plus 280, same as Cormier Gustafsson. I mean, let's face it, the only guy that is kryptonite for Johnny Hendricks at this point is Robbie Lawler. No, Robbie Lawler.
How do you get a GSP reference in when I'm talking Hendricks? But you're right, it is Robbie Lawler.
To this day, I still maintain that Hendricks won that fight. And if you look at GSP afterward, it's pretty obvious who won that fight.
We're not gonna have that argument again, I tell you.
No. Talk about skating on one. Jon Jones might have skated on a few things, but GSP really skated.
All right.
And I like GSP, so that's saying something that I would even say it.
Now, my eyes might be deceiving me here. I don't know if it's allergies or whatever, but my eyes are playing tricks on me.
Yes, Rashad Evans is actually having a fight. You're finally getting your wish. And guess what? He's fighting Ryan Bader, so you got your future light heavyweight contender right there.
Absolutely. In a fight, I'm pinching myself because finally Rashad Evans is fighting after how long?
It's been
This
a couple
is
years.
ridiculous.
It's been a while, so if you wanted to see him move up or down the rankings based on an actual performance, you get your wish. And the odds makers have this almost a coin flip. They've got Bader plus 140 and Evans the favorite at minus 160. Which way do you lean, Peter?
I put $20 on Bader.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually smelling Bader here because I don't feel like Evans has been active enough. You know, you talk about inactivity, and I realize, much like John Jones, he's still been training this whole time, but this one I really do think the long absence from the cage is going to make a difference, because Bader has been fighting during that span, and Evans hasn't.
Also, John Jones is how old, and Rashad Evans is how old?
Yeah, let me actually check their ages. Rashad Evans is 36. And Ryan Bader is 32. So, yeah, I like Bader in this fight.
Yeah. Sean Jordan and Ruslan Magomedov.
You're going to get these Russian names one of these days. And as a hockey
Some of them
fan,
I'm good at. Yeah, I know.
As a hockey fan, you really should. But
Fedorov, Lirianov. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. Now, Sean Jordan is on a roll of late. He's got 3 straight knockout wins. Jack May, Jared Cannonier, and Derek Lewis. Maybe that's not the world light on fire list of names, but Derek Lewis is a pretty tough guy, so I'll give him credit for that one.
So what are the odds on this one again?
Well, as of right now, Magomedov is minus 155 and Jordan is plus 135, so it's almost a coin flip, which you didn't ask me about Magomedov's record, but I actually think that's fair given he's got 8 wins in a row. Not any of them exciting wins, but they are all 8 wins. 1 guillotine choke, and the rest were all decision.
I'd parlay a Bader and Jordan combo here.
Well, that's fine, but who are you actually picking to win, Jordan or Magomedov?
Oh, Jordan.
Yeah, I'll go with Jordan as well.
And Jessica Evil Eye against Juliana Pena wraps up the main card.
Yes, and for this one, Pena is minus 245 and Evil Eye is plus 205.
Why is Evil Eye the underdog on this one?
Probably because in her last fight, she lost to Miesha Tate.
Oh, right. Miesha Tate fight. I forgot about that one.
And 2 fights before that, she lost a split decision to Alexis Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So she's only won one of her last 4 fights. And originally she did win the fight with Sarah Kaufman, but that was overturned.
Right. I forgot about that too. I just, when I hear the names I don't know, I just thought I was the favorite for some reason, but Pena, I mean, do you think this is a ratings fight or a rankings fight?
I think Pena can move up with a win here because, she's won her last 2 fights by TKO, and she is the winner of the Ultimate Fighter 18, so, she's got a lot of potential. It's getting to the point where if she cashes in on it, she could really be something.
Evil Eye is number 6 and Pena is number 12.
Yeah, so this could move her up big time.
A win here, I don't think really improves Evil Eye's status. I mean, I don't know, maybe move her ahead of Sarah Kaufman. I don't know, but if Pena wins, you definitely move her ahead of Renault and Carmouche.
Yes, I agree.
So, is there anything on the prelims that catches your eye on this show here?
Well, what about Benavidez and Bogatinov?
Oh yes, that does look interesting. I was thinking Bogatinov to start, but I don't know, the last couple days I've been leaning towards Benavidez.
Yeah, I think Benavidez has one-punch knockout power in a division that very few people can say that about, so I like his chances in this fight.
The only problem is Bogatinov is someone you don't want to take lightly.
No, and the odds makers do favor Benavidez minus 335 to plus 275 for Bagatinov. But like you said, don't take him lightly.
I would say, I might be going on a limb here, but if you do a 3 fights win, like if you're doing the odds makers here, Bader, Jordan, and Bagatinov all winning, the payout for that would be insane.
Yeah, it would be pretty outrageous, I would think, but I don't do parlays because I don't even bet, so the only one I've ever even been proxy to was a 7-way parlay by a friend of mine at the UFC fights a couple years ago in Vegas that he nearly got paid on.
How much was the payout?
I think it was like $800 if he was right on all 7 fights, and the only one he was wrong about was Machida and Weidman.
Oh, God.
So he was that close to cashing in.
Wow. Dinner would be on him.
Oh yeah, we all were joking about that sitting next to him. Like, yeah, you cash in on this parlay, you're buying the drinks for all of us.
Is that the only fight on the prelim card you want to talk about?
Well, what strikes your fancy, Peter? I'll talk about anything.
One of the Fight Pass fights, actually, I want to talk about. Chris Carrizo and Sergio Pettis.
That's pretty far down the card for both of those guys.
Yeah. But I think they want to put some names on the Fight Pass fights, and these guys are both looking for a win in the worst way, so.
That is very true. And, the odds have them a virtual coin flip, minus 170 for Pettis, 150 plus for Carriazo.
I'll pick Pettis to win, and I'm hoping this fight gets a bonus on the main card.
Indeed. Oh, and we were talking about Derek Lewis earlier. Mm-hmm. He's on the prelims as well. He's plus 145, and Pesta, his opponent, is minus 165.
Jeez.
So, I guess, I would take Lewis in that fight, actually. I think he's a live dog in that.
Mm-hmm.